So welcome back to my channel as we explore the process of buying and selling real estate in today's world. If you are interested in buying a piece of property, please contact me. My phone number is right here. I'd love to walk you through how my expert services set the value apart from what you may find in the market. Hello everybody. Are you ready to experience the best-in-class real estate marketing services? Today I'm sharing 5 different aspects of what today's agent should be utilizing in order to help you either buy a property or sell a property and not just put it in the multiple listing service. Again, I'm Jack Laron, your Nashville area real estate agent. I love to speak to you today about buying or selling a piece of property here in Middle Tennessee. My phone number is right here. Please call or text. I look forward to hearing from you. We can begin the process of talking about your next transaction. So a little bit about me. I have over a decade of experience in the real estate market, having started in property development. So I did tear down rebuilds, I did remodeling, I've been a landlord. I've also done rezoning, subdivision, so design work. So I understand the concept of concrete to the chimney of the real estate building process. Not all processes, not all buildings are the same. I have a unique perspective on that because I've done that from that side of the business. Hence me getting my real estate license and now helping buyers and sellers navigate that market to either help differentiate their property from other listings on the market or helping buyers find a unique property to get in that. Couple that with 30 years of experience in technology sales, both nationally and internationally. This gives me a very unique real world experience of not only of traveling in the United States, but having lived abroad and understanding exactly how to interact with clients as they look possibly to migrate from one location to another. And one thing I've noticed and one thing that I've experienced, and I'm actually having my kids, experience this as well too. Wherever you go in the world, people are pretty much the same regardless of what they look like or what language they use to speak. Everybody wants to spend time with their family and enjoy the things they do and then go home. Nobody wants to live their life for work and that be it. So that was something that really dawned on me as I started exploring the world from my humble beginnings growing up on a cattle ranch in South Texas. So let's dive into the unique experiences and services that I offer and see if any of these are a fit for you and help you understand how I can differentiate you either in a property listing or a property search here in Middle Tennessee. Now, if you're on my social media platforms, either Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, even TikTok, you'll see all my marketing has a banner or brand for luxury services. Even my website, jacklaron.com, has luxury services across that website. Don't let that deter you from interacting with me if you think in your mind that luxury means Jack only wants to talk to me about $1 million and up, either as a property purchase or as a listing. No. Luxury in my world is defined as a level of service that I provide my clients, whether they're trying to list a property, which I have several listed well under $1 million, or for buyers looking for somebody to really get on the ground and do some searching with them and for them to help them find that ideal property that has some unique requirements that may not be available just on standard searches. So for me, it's not about a price point, it's about the level of service that I provide you along with my value add of my background both in technology sales as well as in property development, construction, remodeling, that type of thing. So that is what luxury is defined as, is somebody who's going to do more for you than the next guy or next gal for that instance. And that is what a luxury service that I provide to my clients is all about. So the second point, you take this unique background in design and build and development, I bring that to the selling process as well as the search process. So I love design. I love to understand how flow works inside of a house, regards to traffic, regards to rooms, regards to, built-ins, add-ons, those types of things, for a unique family situation, and every family has their own dynamics. We can all go into the property listing search, find bedrooms, bathrooms, number of garages, square footage, yard side. But when you really get into the aspect of a house that you're going to live in or one that you're trying to sell and differentiate, what is it about that house that's going to stand apart either as you wanting to purchase it or somebody wanting to sell it, that's going to get the attention of somebody to come in and say, hey, that really fits my needs, and I can help understand and translate what those needs are you're trying to find, are trying to sell better than anybody else, because I live it. You know, I recently bought a new construction myself, and I went through a lot of the process with the builder trying to define exactly what would make sense for a house for me and my children for what they were trying to accomplish and trying to be. So that is very unique to my environment, and I was able to actually work and find a floor plan that had not been announced by the builder going into a brand new subdivision that fit exactly what I needed, and then utilize their incentive package to get me into a financing product that worked for me. So all of those things I have not only background experience in, but I've done myself, and I can help you with that process. I don't know about the market you're in, but the Middle Tennessee area, Brentwood, Franklin, Fairview, Tennessee, even Arrington, Nolensville, they're all going through a major construction boom right now. So my design and construction background, plus my relationship with those local builders in all these communities, is a real benefit to you. Again, another component of my luxury service to you, the seller or the buyer, and helping you navigate all the noise that's out there to really help you hone in and define exactly what you're wanting to do with your property transaction. Third talking point. Now, you hear this all over the news. There is some, we got to put some definition to this, but I actually utilize AI, so artificial intelligence. So I pay for a service, ChatGPT, and with that service, ChatGPT goes out on the worldwide internet, and in less than 5 minutes of what would take me 5 days to scrape all this information, it'll do it for me with my guidance and direction and refining and honing of that search to come up with unique differentiators for you as the seller, you as the custom home builder, you with somebody that has a unique property that's not like any others, to help with the listing language to sell your home and have it set apart from all the other properties that may be in the same price range as yours, okay? And that's huge, because it's going to give me indicators and language and buzzwords that will grab internet searches, that will grab your property up into specific search outcomes for people looking to identify a property such as yours. Okay. It also takes down significantly the administrative time I have to sit behind a keyboard and punch keys to get this information put together to make your listing pop, versus spending time actually marketing your listing. So marketing and administrative are two different components. Marketing is actually getting your property out for people to find it. Administrative is all the back office stuff that you have to do before you can hit publish to get it out for people to see. Okay. The flip side of that, as a buyer, when you come to me with requirements and you say, Jack, I've got something that, I don't know if it exists out there or other people haven't been able to find it for me. Can you help me with that search? I can plug those kind of things into my ChatGPT that I created and built, and have it give me some outcomes and ideas that may not be easily, as easily found as just putting something in a search box on a web browser and hoping it pops up. Okay. So again, you hear and see AI all the time in the news. If you're working with a real estate professional and they're not using that technology to actually broaden the scope to help you cast a wider net, either as a sale process or as a purchase process, you need to question why, right? So I use it. It's been a game changer in my business. It's actually helped me write a lot of scripts for these contents to ensure that my value is honed in the best possible manner to get that out there to you as the potential client. Okay, a fourth component that really, makes me stand out and adds, really solid value, and I've used this in my last couple listings, is I incorporate social media into my business. Now, that's not me necessarily going out and creating some cute, PDF with a picture on it, throwing my mug on it, and then just posting it on Facebook and Instagram thinking that it's going to get out to the masses, because typically the only people really see that are your friends and followers anyway, and that becomes kind of a refined market. I take Facebook and Google ads and then I build a campaign specific to the audience around your property as a seller, and that initiates that ad getting in front of people who don't even know my page exists, much less know about your specific listing. So again, what that does is it broadens the reach of your property listing beyond just MLS. And you kind of hear that as a common theme. You know, if you're interviewing agents about potentially listing your property, ask them straight up, hey, what services, what marketing tools do you use to get my listing beyond MLS? And have them show you what they've done. Tell them, pop up on a laptop, I'll do that in a heartbeat, and show you what I do. If you're just getting a listing in MLS, again, we're in a migratory market in most cities where people buying properties or searching for properties don't live in the area. They're coming in from out of the area, maybe even out of the country. And you want to make sure as a seller that your property is getting the widest audience possible to increase the likelihood of getting the quickest offer possible at the most money possible. That's the end game. It's not something that's cute, it's something that's necessary. And if your agent is not in the habit of really pushing, again, not just putting a picture out there and hoping their friends know somebody that wants to buy it, but actually using meta ads, Google ads, and getting your listing out on the global highway for as much viewing as possible. And again, those algorithms dial in the audience specific to who would be interested into that. So I'm paying for it. They want to make sure that my money's maximized when I'm paying for that. So they're not just splashing it to everybody. It's like, 16-year-olds just getting their licenses. They're actually trying to find qualified buyers for that property. Now, as a buyer's rep agent, those services help me understand properties that may not be as visible market-wise as otherwise would be seen. But again, my market, just so you know, again, Middle Tennessee, Nashville, Brentwood, Franklin, Fairview, Nolensville, it's predominantly new construction with the inventory that's coming online. So I'm plugged into those builders and I know about the packages, the lots, the models coming online. So you definitely want to reach out to me to understand what that looks like. But from a buyer standpoint, that's predominantly what I'm seeing in this area is mainly new construction turning over more than resale. And that might be because the resale guys are sitting on their 2 and 3% interest rates, and they're not going to move out of that into a new house and pay 6 or 7 now. So that could change, but that's the reality of it. So again, Facebook ads, Google ads, those types of things to get your listing, your property beyond just MLS. Now, the fifth and final differentiator in my service, and this is something that I get or I pay for as a member of my brokerage luxury division. And again, luxury is a component of service, not just price point, but my brokerage offers unique exposure for my listings in trade mags, not only for national exposure, but for international exposure. So Wall Street Journal, your property goes into the Wall Street Journal. Up market, your property gets listed in up market. Rob Report, it gets listed in there. Luxury home magazines, Mansion Global. I get to put your property as a listing in those trade and luxury publications to get maximum exposure, again, just beyond MLS, and I do that on my dime. That's part of my partnership with you as your listing agent to gain maximum exposure for your listing to reduce the days on market and increase the value of the sale by getting as close to list price as possible. Prime example, I just put one on recently, again, well under $1 million. We had a contract on it in 9 days and we only had to come off the list price teeny bit. So that is a result of using not only this exposure in these national trade magazines, which we get weekly reports of the interactions of your property listing in those trade publications so that we know what's hitting and what's not. But again, all of that along with all the Google technology and the AI, which I used all together, and Facebook ads results in a quick sell with minimal decrease on price. Okay, so that's the end game. If you're a seller, that's the end game. If you're a buyer, you're trying to make sure you're kicking over every stone possible in the area that you're focused on purchasing to ensure that you've looked at every possible property that meets your specific needs. And the services and the technology that I use help to ensure that we've kicked every rock over and said, this is what's out there and here's the best fit. Is there one here that makes sense to you? If not, we just continue our search. So again, I bring a lot of value-added services that differentiate me from the other agents. And the value, which should have always been there with realtors, is going to be even more apparent as we move into this new age of compensation package that everybody's read about nationally. So my name again is Jack Laron. I'm with eXp Realty. I'm in Middle Tennessee. That's Nashville, Brentwood, Franklin, Fairview. My contact information is here. I've got other videos of some areas that I've highlighted down below as well. Again, I look forward to hearing from you, and please reach out to me for beyond luxury experience in regards to how I could help you utilizing all the services and technologies that I have at my disposal that I invest in to make sure that I'm providing the most value to you. Thank you.